You're listening to Urban Faith. Visit us at urbanfaith.com and follow us on social media.
When you look back, like I'm talking about like way back to Kirk Franklin days, we'll go that far back. And when you see what God has done now, what do you think to yourself?
Amazing God. I never would have thunk, never would have, as people say, thunk it, thunk it, think it. I never dreamed of things going the way that it did. I never would. I mean, of course, as a kid and singing early on, I just wanted to travel and sing. But for this thing, for the Lord to bless us, to take the spots that we took with the Kirk Franklin and the family, and then from it to turn, and I join up with Tyler Perry and start doing this. First I just went in I said, I'll come in and sing for you, but I'm not acting because I'm not an actress. And he said, before it's over with, I'll have you acting. So to think back, I have to put them together. To think back from then to now, I have tissue here. I've been crying a lot on these interviews because I'm so grateful to God for everything that he's done. And I never want to take it for granted. I never want to take it for granted. And I'm in awe of how he works. And I've learned that he moves according to my faith. I've learned along the way. And once I really start believing what I pray, I mean, God is he's shown up in ways that I didn't put on a whole bunch of makeup.
I'm so sorry.
But I'm just really, really, really grateful. I'm so grateful to God for everything. And I couldn't have seen it this way.
Man,
turning out this way.
It's been so amazing to me to study you, and I feel like I've stalked you a little bit here as I'm getting ready for our time together here this morning.
Not
so it's one of those things where the word that I come up with is the word organic, if that makes sense. Like there are some people who they have planned it, and that's nothing wrong with that, I guess. Then there's some folks who you just go, wow, like it just really flowed in the spirit, if that makes sense. That's how I see you.
Well, I try. You know what? My thing is I'm no better. I'm no better than anyone. I look at the gift that I have is the gift that I have. All I can give is what God has given to me, is to give to the people. And I look at this big old piece of pie as an artist, as an actress, that it's big enough pie where all of us can have a piece. And if I could just, again, bring hope and inspiration to somebody, to me, that my job has been done, to give hope and let you know that Jesus still lives. And because of him, I have what I have, and I'm moving because of him.
When you look at the album Overcomer, like you really took us on this 5-year journey. And you can tell it. I mean, like my favorite song is A Touch from You. Now, here's the problem with this. I've been like walking around the house singing that, and my family is just like, okay, you are not her. And so please do not, like, can we just, like, you're not her. So my wife said, you do not sing that song when you get on the Zoom call with her this morning, okay? So all of me wants to start singing it, and I'm not gonna do that. But it feels like a journey. It feels like it's been this, like, hey, come along through the high points and the low points at the same time. Why did you feel like we had to come along in on this journey?
Well, I think to make myself transparent, to allow people in, for us to even as a family talk about all these issues, different things that all of us have been through and going through, that I'm not alone. So I just wanted people to go along with the journey, to let people know that they're not alone. Because a lot of times we think that we're the only one whose family is being tried, who's, as a couple, that your relationship is being, hammered a little bit, if I can say. And I just want people to know that you're not alone. And I wanted you to come with me, that especially Touch From You came we had actually recorded the song before the pandemic hit. I did it at the end of 19.
Wow.
I had already recorded it, and I was in the process of doing the album to be released at the top of 20.
Oh.
And when all this hit, we was like, we probably had about 4 or 5 songs done. And I was like, what we gonna do? And once everything got to going with the injustice in the world, I was like, babe, we need to release this song now to just be an encouragement to the people that right now, if anybody we can go to, since you can't go to nobody, we can go to God, and we all could use a touch from him.
Wow.
And that's why we released it. I was like, I'm not worried about the accolades, us winning nothing, making money coming from it, none of that. I said right now is to be able to just bless the people. And he looked at me, he was like, you sure? I was like, yep, that's what I would like to do. And he was like, okay, so let's just get it finished and get it mixed and mastered. And we did a video to go with it and put it out there. I mean, but the enemy I know he's mad because he fought me even to release that song. I mean, we did that song. I was doing the record. I don't know if you've seen the video. Did you see the video?
I've not seen the video. No, I'm like,
it's a video out for Touch From You. It's on our YouTube channel. You can go there and,
I will look at the video.
watch.
I don't know if I need the video too and sing along with
you. You need both of those. You need it. Since it's your favorite, you really need to go watch.
It's my favorite song.
But when we recorded the song, we were on this this mountain. So I was like way up on this hill, on this cliff, where probably about a 75 feet drop to the water. We were doing the video. We were, it was going really good, peaceful day. It looked like it was gonna rain. I asked the Lord to hold the rain. And when I tell you, he just held the clouds there to keep the heat off of us, but it was no rain. Wow. Then we were going, and I was like right on the edge of the cliff, and I heard a voice say to me, step back. Wow. Take you a couple steps back. I took a couple steps back, and they was like, okay, let's go again. Went up, and I was in the moment, had my hands up, because to me, to just be outside under the help like the star or the sky, to me, I feel like it's a one-on-one with you and God, because I feel like he's looking directly down on me. Wow. I was going, we had a drone. Some kind of way, the sun came up, was going down, but they were taking the drone around, and they hit a blind spot where it blinded them. The drone hit me in the face. I had it where I started bleeding. I mean, where it cut me. I had 2 cuts.
Wow.
And I was right there, and I was like, it hit this calmly. It hit me, and I was like, it hit me. I say anybody else would have probably been screaming, hollering, mad. I didn't get mad. I didn't get upset or anything. All I did is they gave me something like paper towel, and I was just dabbing it. And I just held it, and I said, okay, y'all, but I say, it's okay. And one of my daughters, she got so upset. She was like, that's my mama. She could have fell off the cliff, which was true, because I was right at the edge when the Lord I was the Spirit of the Lord, I know it was, to say for me to step back, because how I went down forward, I could have easily lost my balance and went over the cliff. But I was just like, I said, devil is mad, y'all. I said, so as we doing this album, I said, we all got to stay prayed up, because the enemy is mad. What we coming with in these songs to be an encouragement to God's people, about telling people that we're more than conquerors, we overcoming, that God is our healer, that he is the great I am. We're talking about God being I am, and saying that the Lord did it for us. These are all the songs that we talked about on this project. And I said, the devil is mad. I said, so we just have to keep our guards up and ask the Lord to cover us and the angels, because we coming with a powerful pack.
Wow.
And
that is like incredible, first of all, and how you kept your composure is even more just like.
I did, because the Lord delivered me from cussing. I didn't want to cuss. None of that. He did. I mean, when I was younger, I had got a little bad little streak, but the Lord delivered me. One of my nieces, she was probably about 8 or 9. At the time, I was like 18, 17, 18. And I was just, I mean, I did. I had just picked up a bad mouth all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And she said, Aunt Tam, she said, that don't even sound like you. This is a baby telling me. I was just a teenager going into adulthood, but it pricked my heart so bad that I laid it down.
Wow.
I laid it down.
I gotta ask this question. When you look at this album and the process, this is one I've been wanting to ask you for a long time. I mean, since that time I got this assignment, was this one harder for you than the others? Or do you feel like, I mean, because I feel like you poured everything in on this one. It's kind of those deals where I feel like there's been a journey, but I also feel like you worked hard to get us on that journey, if that makes sense.
I think it has been a journey, because like the last 5-6 years, I was dealing with so much pain with my knees. And a lot of people didn't know, I was going and working and performing and all that, and without the complaint, but my knees was hurting me so bad. And I was dealing with that. Then the thing that happens to us as women, menopause hit. That was another shift that I wasn't ready for. And I was just crying. I was crying a lot because I was like, I don't understand what's happening to me. Because I know in our community, we don't
talk about it.
We don't talk about it. You heard about people going through the change, but not really talking about what this change is.
Yeah.
And then, the weight issue that I've been dealing with my whole life, I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something different with myself, because I don't want to be sick. I don't want to become a liability on my family. I joined up with Weight Watchers, and I found the word. They was like, well, what is your goal in, teaming up with us as Weight Watchers? And I said, my thing is to complete this task that I've begun, because I've been fighting with it. And then it went from complete to staying focused and finish. So these words are what I tuned into with my life on this record. And so the journey was, some difficulty was in there, but it was still some joy in there, because when it comes to singing, I love it. And it's like, it makes me feel free. It gives me a sense of like worth. Like, this is something that I know this gift that God has given me that I can do. I can do it well, but not in the wellness of like braggadocious, but I feel free in it. This is my liberty of my freedom in God, that I can just, when I sing, feel like I can take, like some people, when they read, they feel like they can take themselves somewhere.
Yeah.
When I'm singing, I feel like I can take myself somewhere.
Really? Like, I got this question, like, more so than acting even? Because when I see you on Assisted Living, which I love that show, by the way. It's a funny show for me. You seem pretty free there too, but is music more, is it the worship aspect of it?
Music is the first love. It's my first love, and I'm most comfortable in that vein. Acting, I enjoy it. To me, it's the icing on the cake. But I really, I do it, I really kind of got into acting because of my husband, with him for us to be a team and something, because he really loves it. Acting is his world, singing is mine. So we both get to live, we both get to support and live in each other's worlds, because we support each other. But I have fun with it. When I get there, it's like, okay, you done it. You done made this agreement, so let's do it. So that's how I go into it on the acting part.
Next to last question, I'm gonna say, true to my time here, I want to veer off here a little bit, because you made a statement that's gonna probably stick with me throughout the day. You said our faith moves accounts to my faith, basically. And I want to talk about your faith a little bit here, because it's one of those things where it's definitely, what God's doing, you could tell you've been moved by it, basically. How do you do that in a world like we live in today? And as I mean, let's just be honest. Acting, music, it's all changes so fast here. One day you're in, one day you're out. How do you not let that get to you and being stable in your faith and being rooted in your faith?
Well, I think for me, how it works is, you know how being a kid and you want to make your parent proud.
Yeah.
What keeps me and holds me to my faith is I always want to make him proud. I always want to make the Lord proud, and I want him to be pleased. Ooh,
Wow.
thank you, Lord. I want him to be pleased with what I'm doing. So it's always to me, that's my guide, to try to always be on the good foot, if I can put it that way. To, like for as my steps, it's like, Lord, is this what you want me to be doing? Is this where I need to be? And it's not, I don't just sign a contract just to be signing a contract, or just to, even though I know sometimes it comes to us, you got to make means and make a living.
Yeah.
But I want to be in the right place, because I feel like when it's ordained by God, when it's his will, everything happens without struggle when it's in the will of God.
Wow. Wow.
It's like the struggle to get to it. Once think about that. Like once it's like, if you know that this is what God has charged you to do and told you to do, when it happens like that, it's a smooth transition.
It really is.
When it's
think about it.
But when it's his,
When I think about it, you are right. It's one of those things where when God is in it, it's so smooth, Miss Mann.
It is.
It's one of those things where I'm not having to fight it or trying to make it happen.
Make it happen. That's right. You don't have to do it. It's like he put every part in place. It's the puzzle. It's like putting all the pieces together, and you ain't got to be trying to go like, I dropped a piece. They're all going to be right there.
It's amazing how God does that, though. It's one of those things when I look at even interviewing, the interviews I'm like going out there trying to make happen never work out. It's kind of one of those things where it just fits. Last question. When you hit send on all these songs and it was done, what did you think? Like, was there okay, I know you were going, man, hallelujah, it's done. But underneath
right, that's true.
What did you think when you hit send?
My husband, actually, when he was sending this over, after he got it all back from being mastered, he cried.
Did he really?
He like sighed and cried. He said I'm in his office. He sit on the opposite side of us in front of the computer, and he said he just wept. And I just sighed, because I was like, I just kept asking him, after I did that part, and I said, I got everything done. It's in your hands. So him sending it to get all the mixes done, and then he got all the mixes finally back. And it could get, especially with us being a small wheel, being independent, we're independent. And so it's like, we don't have all the hands. We have hands, but not a whole bunch of hands.
Wow.
So it was a sigh of release, and just listening down, we just wept. I mean, it's like I kind of let a few people listen to the album after we got it all done, and I just we just been crybabies. We really have.
I gotta tell you, today is my birthday, and
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I can't think of a better birthday gift though than interview you, because man, you and your husband Bo just so excite me. Just looking at your journey throughout all of this. And it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm not going to cry here. I'm not going to cry. But it's one of those things where I can't begin to tell you how much y'all have meant to me, just in this journey, and how y'all have journeyed around from background singer, correct, for the most part, to now this. And sometimes you're in the background, you're like, what the heck is going on here? And so to have followed you along that journey to what God's doing now, it just gives me hope. It's one of those things where I couldn't have asked for anything better. Well, Tyler Perry may have been better. I could have asked for, just to be honest.
It's okay.
Just to be honest.
Okay.
No offense in that.
No offense taken. No offense taken.
But I
times like me and David, like if we're talking to one of my kids and I don't know that he's talking to one of them, I call.
Yeah.
They always say I got a bigger name calling on the other line. So it's like,
oh, a bigger name. It's one of those things where I got to spend some time like on the set on one of his sets. They were doing the Democrat debate 2 years ago, and I'm just walking around there, and I'm just going, man, God, this is amazing to me.
It is breathtaking. It's breathtaking.
It's like, Lord, I feel like I was on holy ground, Miss Mann, to be honest with you. So your journey it gives me hope to go, man, God, being in the background is not a bad thing because it always leads to the front ground if we're faithful.
That's right. In his timing, but it's like we want it all be in his timing. And I just, one day at a time, I tell a lot of young people that, don't take no for an answer. Work on your gift, your talent, while you're in the process of building, working, because it don't happen overnight. Right. We've been in this, I've been doing this for almost 30 years.
I remember clearly being in New Orleans, Louisiana, I was working at Lifeway Bookstore when I heard the first Kirk Franklin song, because I didn't know, I was just getting started, and they played it over the intercom, and I was like, whoa, what is that? And so it's one of those things where when I say this journey that we've been on, I feel like we have been on this journey. It's one
but it's funny that a lot of people say that because we have, because y'all been a part of our growth. Just honestly, you have us talking to so many of you guys and y'all seeing us, like you say, being in the background, and then even still being in the background, even though we were doing the plays and everything, but still that's in the background to be able to now be in the forefront. I said, for years, I was scared. David had to push me to become an artist because I was like, I'm comfortable with being in the background.
I get, I totally get that. I know a lot of people kind of laugh at that probably, but the background, it's easier to a certain degree, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's not as much pressure.
No, and when you're in front, you're like, okay, everybody's watching and the things you got to do. So I get background. I'm not, I get background, although God's going, I don't get it. That's why I want you up front here to have faith in.
That's right. But because you're in the front, you get all the fiery darts first.
You do, you really do. So thank you for your time. I don't want to go over. I want to say true that. I got to tell you, I love your work. Assisted Living, love that show. Love that.
Thank you.
I think that's your best work, on TV.
Thank you. I tell you what's going to be funny is this new movie is going to Netflix with Tyler. It's Medea's Homecoming. It may be his first last movie too.
Are you serious?
But we just did this about a month and a half ago. But it's gonna be funny, and then that's gonna be on Netflix. And then we have a Christmas movie coming out.
No way.
Soul Santa that me and David starred in, and it's gonna be a really, really cute, heartfelt Christmas movie. Black Christmas movie.
I maybe come back to ask for another interview before the end of the year, just letting you know.
I'm sure they're gonna have us. We'll connect again, and then we'll be able to talk about what you think what other single you think should go next.
Oh my gosh, I got so much. I will not tell you what should go next, but thank you. Have an incredible weekend. I hope you have fun this weekend. Enjoy. Thank you so much for your time.